Hey guys, Lee Cole here. Just got done with one of the most amazing webinars I've ever done. It was with Mike Martin, and it's about his 100K per month. Yes, you heard that right, per month hybrid business system. It's a must-see for anybody interested in internet, especially local business marketing. Before we go over there, though, subscribe to my channel. This channel is one of the best, if not the best, local business marketing, internet marketing channels on YouTube. If you're on YouTube, look below. Big red subscribe button. Hit it. Okay. Are you ready for the replay? Here it is. Mike, getting back to how you and I met, I think it was through David Kessar, and I've enjoyed meeting him. But, enjoyed meeting you. But, I think it was last week, you showed me this amazing software that you have. And I know, we were just sitting here bantering back and forth, and, you've been building this for a long time, right? I mean, this just didn't get built in the last month.
About 5 years. This has been being built.
5 years. And this is mind blowing. You make over $100,000 a month. Just on this one business, And, the more you started peeling back the onion and showing me stuff, and I really appreciate you being so upfront with me, because as you know, I deeply care about people on my list, and I want to make sure they get really quality stuff and information. But as you started showing me this, I'm sitting here thinking, this guy's amazing. He's got over $1 million a year, essentially automated business, which is freaking amazing. And folks, listening to this, getting on this webinar, looking at the replay, because, I do a lot of stuff on YouTube, as you guys know. We're not talking about some get rich quick thing. We're not talking about, hey, press this button and then money spews out from your laptop while you're drinking Mai Tais and Bora Bora or some nonsense like that, because, Mike, that never happens. And but the deal is, guys, what Mike showed me was that if you kind of follow his model, not kind of follow his model, but if you follow his model, and Mike, your model is very simple. If you follow this model, you can end up with a real world business that generates money every single month for you. And this is especially the part I like. It ends up being a saleable asset. I mean, it's just like owning real estate, right? I mean, you've got something that is worth something. And, the other thing, guys, is the startup costs here are incredibly low. I mean, they're not even worth mentioning. Mike, have I about covered how cool you are? I think I have.
Thank you very much. Yes, Lee. Yes. I mean,
so guys, I'm going to shut up, because I'm just telling you, get out a pad, pencil. This will be recorded. Takes me about a day to get it back up online. But if I were you guys, man, I would be taking notes like crazy. So Mike, over to you, buddy. Tell us all about it.
Cheers, Lee. Thank you very much, mate. Right. Hey, guys, great to meet you all. Craig on there, and he is a locksmith. So, Craig, sounds like he already knows who I am. I am a locksmith by trade, guys. Just to check before I do anything else, can you all hear me okay? Am I loud and clear? And
yeah, Bill, you said you couldn't hear Mike. Can you hear Mike? Talk some. Let's make sure. George says we're good. So take it away, buddy.
Yep, great. All right, cheers. Nice one, George. Cheers, Daniel. Okay, guys, so today I'm going to teach you something. I want to go through something with you that you've probably never heard of before, okay? Now, we've been testing this model for about the last 18 months, and like Lee's just said to you, we've managed to generate lots of different small income pools, generating over 100 grand a month, and all of it is completely automated. Now, it says on the screen here that it's where Paper Lead joins Rank and Rent to become one. And what this model does is it kind of utilizes the stability of Rank and Rent. If have we got anybody on that's done Rank and Rent, Paper Lead, or runs an ad agency? Because what it does is it takes the stability of a Rank and Rent business model and the income of a Paper Lead business model and puts them both together. So you've got a really, really stable, great earning business, which they've always run side by side and been one or the other. And we've also tested this with the ad agencies, and it works really, really well. So if anyone reminds me at the end, if we've got anybody that does ad agencies, let me know at the end, and I'll show you how it works with that as well. Okay, guys. Yep, sound is great. Sound is great. So if you just let me know who we've got on before I start pushing on with the presentation. Just let me know what type of businesses we've got on. Is anybody in the rank and rent? Does anybody do SEO? Does anybody sell websites? Have we got people who do? Yeah, rank and rent. Awesome.
Craig does rank and rent. Yeah.
Okay, so we've got rank and rent on. If we're getting paper leads in there, guys.
Paper lead, guys, just tell us a little bit about where you are in all of this. Or you just getting interested, you got an ongoing business. Craig focuses on plumbing, on the plumbing trades. So Mike, okay, I think it's an audience that just kind of like covers the whole range. You know, we got newbies, we got people with some experience.
Okay, well, anybody tell me what they think lead generation is? Or what do you think lead generation enables you to do as a business? And I'm going to keep asking you guys, so get your fingers on the thing and start doing some clicking. Come on, guys. Join in with me here. Oh, we've got quite a lot of people in the room. Ah, there we go, guys. Sell leads, get calls. Is that getting everybody involved? There we go, sales consultants. That's right. Cheers, Gene, Phil, Craig. Okay, guys, well, what I believe lead generation is, okay, it enables people like me and you, okay, normal, everyday people with very, very little starting capital to grow and start a business with no product, no service, okay, no fulfillment, no stock or storage, in fact, no business premises at all, unlimited sales, 100% profit, and almost no risk to us, okay? It's the reason that people like Google and other really, really big companies have chose this as their business model, okay? It's one of the most profitable business models on the planet, and if you go through what I'm going to teach you today, you're going to be able to set up yourselves for very, very little investment to start out with and grow this very, very big over the next 3 to 6 months, okay? Anybody who's got a full-time job, you should, after 6 months, you should not still be working for a living if you follow this and go through everything. Also, for every single person that's on here live today, I've got a free gift for you. Now, I've got a training course on one of my websites, and I'll show you the website near the end, that I sell for $297. Now, that I'm sorry, $297. For every single person that's on here today, I'm going to give you this completely free of charge, okay? Now, the webinar today is designed to take you through the fundamentals, okay? There's 4 steps to the whole process. It's super, super simple. By the end of this presentation, you'll need to have written down 4 words and you'll understand that. And what this training course is going to do is going to take you through the steps, take you through the details. So as you start to learn it and as you start to go through it, this is going to really, really help you understand the fundamentals that I'm going to teach you tonight, and it'll take you through it. So it's going to go through choosing a niche and choosing a location, which is super, super important. If you choose a niche that's not going to make you any money, then you're not going to make any money. And if you choose a location that you don't know anything about, it's going to be very, very difficult. So the first 2 videos are going to take you through choosing a niche and choosing a location. Then what we're going to do is, if you've ever, well, when people build a house, if you imagine somebody builds a house on quicksand, the house is very, very quickly going to sink. And this is what happens with 99% of websites, okay? Because what a lot of people do is they build a website for the way it looks, not for the framework. So it's going to teach you about the framework, how to build a website on solid ground, so it's not going to sink. Then obviously going through building a site and the types of tools I use and best practices. And then I'm going to take you through on-page and off-page SEO in the training course. And this is not fundamental. This is not like a complete on-page and off-page SEO. This is just going to be enough to make sure that you can succeed in probably 80 to 90% of all industries to do a rank and rent and pay per lead. Then we're going to go through GMB tricks. So this is going to teach you how to get GMBs for free, how to claim aged GMBs that have been up there for a while when businesses have gone out of business and stuff like that. Then we're going to look at why lead simplify, which is the glue that holds the hybrid model together. So it's a very inexpensive tool that enables us to run this model. Start renting out your websites. I'm going to touch on this a little bit tonight, and I'm going to show you exactly how to rent out a website so that it's always profitable and so that you can't be chipped on price. But there's a lot more in the course that I'm going to give you at the end for free. Then we're going to go through spread like a wave, which is, if you imagine a wave hitting the coast and it had come across and start taking out the houses bit by bit, that's exactly how you need to spread your business, and you'll understand a lot more as we go further on. Outsourcing you, which is my favorite bit. This is the bit where we start to outsource your main jobs so that you can step back and either sell the business, because it's very difficult to sell a business if you're a fundamental part of it, or sit back and just take the money from it, which is what I like to do because I love assets. So you sit back, you get paid off the business, and it runs itself on complete autopilot. Now, for everybody that's on here, like I said, what we're going to do today is go through the fundamentals of this. So I'm going to take you through everything. I couldn't possibly teach you everything in this today, but I'm going to give you the outline. I'm going to give you everything else. So if you sat on Facebook, Twitter, phone, or emails, could you please all just switch them off? That's okay with you guys? Give me a couple of yeses. Yep. Thank you very much. Nice one, guys. Right, okay then, guys. I also, if you've ever been on a presentation before, most people make you an offer. I want to make you an offer today, but I like to do it different than what most people do. And the reason I do it this way is because what I find is when somebody comes onto a presentation, they get halfway through it, and I start thinking to myself, I really want this. I actually need this for my business. As soon as I get that thought, and I start panicking, thinking, how much are they going to charge me? Okay, are they going to ask me for $1,000? Are they going to ask me for $1,200? And then so because I'm panicking, I miss the second half of the presentation, and I usually buy the product. But then at the end, I've purchased it and I don't quite know how to use it because I missed half the presentation while I was stressing out about things. Has that happened to anybody? Must have. Yep, Gene, focused. Yes, Craig just said yes. It happens to me all the time, guys. It drives me insane. So because of that, I do it this way. So I can tell you today that it's not going to cost you $997. All right, so I popped it on the screen. It's not even going to cost you $497. Okay, so you can also sit back and breathe a little bit now. It's not going to cost you $297. It's not even going to cost you $97. Okay, so can everybody afford this now? Everyone sit back, relax, and realize, okay, if I learn this and I think it's going to work, I can jump ahead. It's actually going to cost you just $19.99. So if you decided you wanted to get going today, it could cost you $19.99. And the only way that I'll ever make more than that out of you is if what I show you today works and you're successful. Now, a few of you are probably looking at this and thinking, too good to be true. Why is he on here? What's the point? But guys, this is
Mike.
Yeah,
I'm kind of looking at this and thinking, well, damn, I should have called him this morning and told him to raise the price.
Well, guys, there's a reason for this, right? Basically, we started working on this about 18 months ago, and like Lee told you earlier, we're doing over 100 grand a month on repeat income from this model in various different angles now. And what I want to do is I want to build an army of people that can do this. So you guys are getting in very, very early. Okay, very, very early. This is probably going to be $97 a month, if not more, within the next few months. But what I want to do is I want people to just write in the pads now. Just let me know that when you get involved today and when this works for you and when it starts to make you money and your business starts to grow and you can quit your full-time job and whatever else it is, I would ask you to please do me a testimonial. So if everyone could just please write, I promise, in the box, and I'm going to get a copy of these comments to make sure I can hold you. No, I won't really chase you, but just please, this is what I get out of this. This is going to help me grow this business model and generate something, and obviously it's going to help you be successful as well. Boom, there we go. Half a page. I promise. My word. That's my kind of business. Sure, promise, will do. Promise. There's loads of I promises. I'll give you a testimonial. Brilliant, guys. I really do appreciate that, because that is really the main thing that I want out of all this from here today. You guys are going to be successful from this. I know you're going to be successful. And if you're an action taker, if you're the type of person that wants to actually take action and push forward, then there's no reason not to today, because I've not come on here to say, oh, give me 997, because I know at the situation we're in nowadays in the way the world is, most people can't afford to do that. If we can come on here and give you a good, easy barrier to entry, and you can build your business, and then your expense will grow with your business, then we're all in a win-win situation. Okay, guys? Sure, sounds good. Definitely, promise. Definitely. Excellent. Thank you so much. Right, I want you to use your imagination now. Imagine you purchase an asset for $10, okay? $10 or less, okay? And then you give it a little bit of TLC, give it a bit of love, take it out to a meal and stuff like that. And then you can either sell it or rent it out for 100 times its initial cost. Okay, rent it out every single month for 100 times its initial cost. Has anybody ever experienced this? Anybody at all ever experienced this? And I think we're going to get a few no's in there, are we? We might get the odd yes. No. Right, then after you've rented it out, try to, no, get a few more in. Then you're 10 times your income again by losing your customers. Okay, so losing a customer becomes the most profitable part of your business model. I'm going to show you this later today. At the minute, that sounds stupid, backward, like it never worked. But when I show you this, by the end of this presentation, you're going to understand exactly why losing a customer can be the most profitable part of your business. Now, what I've just gone through there with you, obviously, buy it for $10, sell it for 100 times that, or rent it out every month for 100 times that, and then 10x your income again. Can you do this consistently? Okay, with property, with gold, crypto, stocks and shares, or land? Anybody? Daniel's put, I can lose customers. Mate, you're in. You've already won. Nope, no. Exactly, guys. It's a big fat red no. Okay. Plus, if you get involved in any of these business models right now, just imagine you go out and buy a property tomorrow for 100 grand. Okay, you rent it out and you make $500 a month profit, and by renting out property, and in 10 years it might be worth double what it was when you first bought it. And that's it. It's really, really slow. Plus, you need an absolute ton of money. Okay, you need a ton of money to get started in that, and that's not what most people have not got a ton of money anymore. Okay, has anybody ever read this book? Robert Kiyosaki, author of Rich Dad, Poor Dad. And what he says is poor people work for money, rich people make money work for them. Anybody read it? Yep, on the shelf. Yes. Okay, so we've got loads of yeses. Do you understand what the key message from this book is? Can anybody tell me in one sentence what the key message? And now I know he talks about stocks and shares, and I know he talks about property and investments and assets and all the other crazy stuff like that, but there's one fundamental sentence that you can take from the whole book in one script that lines it all down. I'm going to wait for some answers. Mentality, leverage. The reason I'm waiting for some answers is I want to see if anyone's got a similar one to me. Time, think differently, passive income, be an entrepreneur. Okay, guys. Yep, they're all right. Every single one of the answers is right. Every single one of them is correct. I need to read it again. Leverage wealth. Right. Basically, what he teaches us, the only thing we have in this world that can make us rich are assets that increase in value. Okay. Now, what it means by this is if you've got an asset that increases in value over time, it's going to make you rich because you can have an asset here, an asset over there. There's only one of us, but we can have 20, 30, 40, 50 assets. The problem you've got with most appreciating assets is it costs an absolute fortune. Okay. Today, what we're going to run through and what we're going to show you is that you can actually have assets that cost you around about $20. Okay. So the part one is going to be how to build an appreciating asset for about $20. All right. And if you can build a lot of these and they increase in value, you're in a situation. Well, if you imagine you buy an asset like this, $20, and 3 months time, you can rent it out for $500 a month or $1,000 a month. Okay. If you go and buy a property for 100 grand, you're going to make $500 a month from that property. But if you invest $20 into an asset today that I'm going to show you how to do it, you can make the same amount of money. Okay, so you can do this 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 times. And it's like having 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 properties. But these are digital properties and they make you rich very, very quick. Okay, so what are appreciating assets? Anybody tell me? What's an appreciating asset? Poor people buy liabilities, rich people buy assets. They certainly do, Mark. Love that. Gold, there's one, yep. Assets is something that grow in value, more valuable over time. Land, yep. I've got a list of the most common ones here, guys. So the most common is businesses. Business is an amazing appreciating asset. Now, one that a lot of people won't think of is the workforce. Now, if you get the right staff and you train them up well, and you get them the right qualifications and stuff, they can make you a heck of a lot of money. So they're a really good appreciating asset, but they take a lot of work. Real estate, we've got land, savings, precious metals, gemstones, collectibles, government-sponsored accounts, and personal assets. But every single one of these assets has got something in common. And that one thing that they've got in common is small gains equals slow wealth. Okay, now I'm in my 40s now, and it's only in the last few years that I've been looking at it and thinking, I need to build assets, I need to build things for my kids, and I don't want to be working for the next 30 years, and I might not be able to work for the next 30 years. And looking at all of these different types, it's very, very difficult to turn around and say, this is going to work and I'm going to get there. You invest into property, it can take you a long time. So they all have small gains, which is slow wealth, which means we can't really enjoy it. But digital assets are completely different, okay? A digital asset is something that in 3 to 6 months, it can be 100 times its original value. Very, very easy. If you follow the strategy I'm going to teach you today, go through the training course I'm going to give you completely free of charge at the end. Whether you purchase or not, you get in that training course at the end. You're going to learn the strategy today and you're going to know the whole model. Okay, there's no precious sales here today, and it's not really a sale at $20, but there is no precious sales. It's not that type of presentation. Okay, so step number 1, the 3 steps to the rank and rent business model. Anybody tell me what they are? Anybody else tell me what they are? Come on, guys. What's step one? I'll just crack a can of Coke open because I'm getting a dry throat. There we go. We got it. Build a website straight away. Set up a site. Cheers, Diane. You was the first one in. Step number 2, rank. And step number 3, rent it out. It is that simple. Okay, the rank and rent business model is that easy. It's 3 steps. People try and make it seem complicated and difficult and hard to do. Okay, you build a website the way I'm going to show you in the training course. Okay, so you choose a niche and you choose a location that you're going to start. You create the correct site framework, and then you put the sites together, how we show you, and they will rank without you building tons and tons of backlinks. But then you've got the on-page and the off-page SEO side of things, which is going to help you rank it. Okay, there's also the GMB, which also generate leads, so we'll recommend people do that. And then there's renting the sites out. Now, this is where a lot of people struggle, and this is the area where we struggled the most to start with, and it's why I'm going to touch on this in part 2 of the presentation, is how to rent out the websites easily and generate good income each time. So how to track everything so it's easy to sell or rent out the assets for 100 times their initial cost. Okay, but the first thing you need to understand, and we've talked about this a lot today, is once your website ranks, you have an asset. And I've repeated what Robert Kiyosaki says there: poor people work for money, rich people make money work for them. Building out these websites, the way I'm going to show you, they become an asset. They become a valuable asset that increase in value. Okay, now I would always recommend renting them out. Some people like to sell them, but I like to rent them out and keep it growing and keep it going. Okay, but the one thing that we need to do once we've got a website working is we only ever want to sell them to the best companies. Okay, so the situation you're in, imagine you're employing a new member of staff, or you start chatting to somebody, or you're employing a decorator to come around and decorate your house. They tell you exactly what you want to hear, right? So they sit there across from you, they smile, they tell you what you want to hear, and you never know if they're the right person. Okay, you can always employ the wrong person, and that's something that we've always had to deal with, and it's something that we've figured out how you don't have to. Does anyone know what the 80-20 principle is? 80-20 principle. Anybody at all? Sorry if I'm making noise, swigging my Coke. Yes, yes, yes. Pareto's law. For those who don't know what the 80-20 principle is, yeah, Mark Shaw came in with Pareto. 20% do the work. Exactly. So guys, basically what this means is that 20% of your actions generate 80% of your wealth. Therefore, 80% of your actions only generate 20% of your wealth. And if you can isolate the 80% and get rid of it and do more of the 20%, you therefore work less and make more money. Okay, if you can do 40% of what you do 20% of, you're going to make 160% of what you're already making. Okay, so or 1.6 times what you're already making. So isolating that 20%. Now this is very, very difficult when you're looking to work with companies that you've never met before. But when we're going after a company in the rank and rent industry, it's very, very easy. We ask them one simple question. Okay, what's your conversion percentage? Now I'll give you an example of how we do this. In fact, let me check that my pen's working. I've got a pen. I'll do some amazing drawing for you guys in a minute. Okay, so the way we do this is we turn around and we, let's say we're going after the solar panel industry. So we're going to go after a solar panel company, and we're speaking to a website that we want to rent out our site to. So we turn around and we say to whatever his name is, let's call him Tim. So we turn around to Tim and we say, hey Tim, I've got a website in the solar panel industry and it's generating 10 calls a week. How many customers will that get for your business? And Tim says, I don't know. Big question mark. I don't know. You tell me, how many customers will it get me? As soon as he answers you that question the way he does, you turn around and you say, okay, Tim, no problems, we can't work together. And you walk away. Okay, he's one of the 80%. He's one of the 80% you don't want to work with. He hasn't got a conversion strategy. Imagine a market trader goes to work, and what happens is 50 customers walk past, how many sales is he going to make? Market trader hasn't got a clue. 150 people walk past, how many sales is he going to make? He hasn't got a clue. Okay, they've not got a conversion strategy, and it's very, very difficult. That's why I pick on market traders, because it's hard for them to have one. Okay, now let's say we go and speak to Brian, and we say the same thing to Brian with my super tidy writing. Solar panel, and we've got a website here that generates 10 calls a week. How many customers is that going to give you, Brian? So Brian turns around and he says, okay, well, probably 20% of our calls are marketing calls. People trying to sell to us, people doing marketing. So it's okay, cool. It's 20% that. And the rest, he said, probably 3 to 6 out of every 10 calls is going to be people looking for a quotation, people looking for insurance, Are people just seeing if they can afford it? Okay, so that's 3 to 6. Let's say that's 60%. He says, so on average, you would expect to convert 20% of our calls into customers, which means we'll get 2. And it's like, okay, cool. So now we know exactly what his conversion percentage is, right? Step number 2, how much is your average job worth to you? If you're looking at the solar panel industry, he's probably going to turn around and say to you anything from, say, 6K to about 10K, okay? So we just turn around and say to Brian, no problem at all, Brian. What we'll do then is we're going to meet you in the middle and say your average job value is 8 grand. So now we've got the essential information that we need to be able not just to sell this or to rent this to Brian, but we've also got the essential information we need to secure ourselves moving forward, which I'll show you shortly. So now we're looking at this and we can say to Brian, okay, Brian, so you convert at 20% and the average job value is 8K. So what you've just told me means that this website is worth around about 16 grand a week to your business in turnover, meaning an average month you should be generating around about 64K a month from this website if it does what I say. Is that correct? And he's gonna have to agree with you because he's just giving you the figures. Well, yes. Okay, so if I was to turn around and say to you that I could let you have this website now for just 2K a month, that'd be an absolute steal for your business, wouldn't it? Right, this is the point now where we used to lose the customers. This is where we used to lose our customers. Okay, and he'd say yes, and he'll start to get nervous. Let him sweat for a second, let him get a little bit nervous, and then you turn around and you say, do not worry, I'm not going to ask you to give me 2 grand today. Okay, so you turn around and you say, do not worry, Brian, I'm not going to ask you to give me 2 grand today. What I am going to do though is I'm going to ask you to take a 7-day free trial. So what we do is we sit down and we go through all the paperwork today. Okay, we fill everything in and we get everything ready for you. Now, if this website does exactly what I tell you it's going to do, over the next 7 days, you should generate around about 16 grand in turnover. Okay, if you generate 16 grand in turnover, on the 7th day, you pay me 2 grand. However, if it doesn't do what I say it's going to do, then on the 6th day, you just cancel. Can't say fairer than that. I'm offering to give you 16 grand in the next 7 days. And all we have to do is sign up today. It's not going to cost you anything, no risk to you, right? This started to convert around about 8 out of every 10 customers. Okay, so we used to lose our customers at this step. We started using this little action and it absolutely works. Right, now one little other tip I would give to people when going after this business model is to know your worth. So what happens a lot in this industry is they try and chip you on value. So if you imagine Brian goes to the let's say he goes to the solar panel disco, yeah, and it's all solar panel guys there, and he's chatting to Tim, the guy that's got no conversion strategy, and Tim, and Tim says to him, I only pay $300 a month for my website. Okay, straight away Brian's going to start thinking, I don't want to pay that for mine no more. Okay, so Brian is then, might be 2 or 3 months into the contract that you've got with him, he's then going to turn around and say and give you a bell and say, look, Mike, I can't afford to continue paying you 2K a month for this website. Okay, now this is where most people who don't know what they're doing in this industry get backed into a corner and have to knock down price. What we do is you turn around and you say, look, don't worry. Okay, this might actually be our fault, Brian. This could be our fault. Let me look into it for you, and if it is, we'll get it sorted out. And then what you do is you go away. Now, if you've built the websites the way I'm going to teach you in the training course, and you get the groundwork done right, you check the industry, you get the location, you set up the site structure correctly, and you go through the training course the exact way, this site's not going to be doing less calls in 3 months' time. It's going to be doing more calls because we're not building it like spammy, crappy lead generation sites. We're building it properly. Okay, so you go away and you have a look at his site and you turn around and then you look and he's getting 15 calls a week. So the 2 pieces of information that we've just taken off him stop us getting backed into a corner, because we know 15 leads a week work out at 20%, which equate to 3 jobs, which equate to 24K, or approximately 100 grand a month. Okay, so his business should be generating 100 grand. So then we go back to him and we say, okay, Brian, we've had a proper look into it, and we can see that it's not at our end. We can see that your site inside of our system is generating 15 leads a week, whether it's by call or by phone. Okay, if your conversion percentage is 20%, then you should be getting 3 customers, 24 grand a week, or alternatively 100 grand a month. Does that sound correct? So he's going to have to agree with that and say, look, don't worry, if you can't afford it, we're completely happy to convert this over to a pay per lead model for you. completely happy to move you across to the pay-per-lead model. In this industry, we charge $200 a lead, okay? And that's about average in the solar industry. And I'll use a different industry in a minute when I do some more examples. About $200 a lead. Now, if he's going to think fast on his feet, he's going to realize that this is going to cost him $3K a week or $12K a month for the exact same site that you're only getting $2 grand a week from here, right? So if he really is struggling, he'll take you up on this, and you've just massively increased the amount of income, because this is actually where we want him to go. However, if he turns around and he says, no, it's all right, I'll carry on paying the $2 grand, you're then in a situation where you've got a customer for life and he's never going to chip you on price again, okay? So we all want monthly subscription incomes. That's the most important thing. It keeps your business going. It gives you that stability, okay? The stability of the rank and rent, but the income of the pay-per-lead model. Okay, so I'm just going to re-go through this before I show you why we want to move him over to pay-per-lead. So I'm just going to recap on what I've gone through. Sorry, I've lost my mouse. Okay, so the recap is the essentials that we need to ask for these customers. Okay, so you should have a spreadsheet, because remember, you're going after a specific niche, yes? So your spreadsheet looks like this. It should have name. It should have industry. It should have conversion, and it should have average job value. And that's it. So you've got Brian, you've got solar, you've got 20%, and you got 8K. Now you might have another guy over here. So we got Tom, same industry. I could just do that, but he might only convert at 15%. Okay, but he might charge 10K a job. And what you're going to find is when you run down this list, you're going to have a bunch of guys that are all there or they're about the same. He might convert at 25%, but you might have a 6K average job value. Oh, sorry, not 6%, 6K. Right, so what you're going to do is, because you've gone after a specific industry, you're going to be able to look at this and work out exactly what's right for the industry. So you don't need to go into all this crazy depth and looking in really deep. You need the two key things: conversion percentage. Okay, so you have to go after people that are in the 80-20 principle, the 20% that have a conversion strategy. Don't go after the guys that are market traders that just run around and try to make as much money as they can each day. And then the average job value, they're the only two bits of information that you need. In addition to that, what you also need to do is set up your lead buyers inside of your lead simplify system for the hybrid model. Now, this is going to be how you can then 10x your income again using the hybrid lead generation business model. And this is the point where losing a customer becomes the most profitable part of your business. Okay, now I've waffled on for a while, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to start drawing some pictures now, and I'm going to ask you guys some questions again. Okay, so what I first want to do is show you. So, and I'll have to apologize for my drawing in advance. Let's imagine this is the coast of California. Okay, this is the ocean, and you imagine if a wave comes in, it would hit there, right? So spread like a wave. These are all little population pockets of maybe 80 to 100,000 population, okay, all the way along the coast. Tidal wave comes in, they're going to get hit first. These are going to get hit second, and obviously these are going to get hit third. Okay, guys, so spread like a wave, going into it like that. Okay, everybody understand that? Spread like a wave is very important. I'm just trying to move to the next page. Okay, so I'm going to use the same image, and I'm going to show you how we're going to set the business up. So here's the coast of California again, and let's go after the plumbing industry. Okay, now I will give you a tip here: don't go after the plumbing industry. If you're going to go after something, go inch wide, mile deep. So we probably go after something like the underfloor heating industry, or the boiler repairs, or HVAC, you know, AC installations or AC repairs. We go inch wide, mile deep. So you go after an industry that's got a lot of money in it, but isn't the general plumbing. Okay, what happens is plumbers set up general plumbing websites. You don't do that. We set up specialists, and we'll outrank them in the specialist areas. The specialist areas tend to have the money in them, and the guys that want to just build general plumbing sites, leave them to it. Okay, so let's say we start off and we choose population pockets of about 100,000. So each of these is a population pocket of around about 100,000 people. Okay, off the coast of California. And what we do is, so we're in the plumbing industry, so we're in the underfloor heating. Each of these is going to be a website. We're going to build a website in each of these areas. And let's say we rent these out for $400 each, because that's probably about average $400 a month. Can anybody tell me how much money we're going to get for all 10 websites? What's our monthly income from all 10 websites? There we go. Craig's in first. $4,000. Yes. Okay. So we're going to generate $4,000 a month. And what I want you to do is just look at that, right? So you hit this on the rank and rent industry, and you're going after underfloor heating, and you're doing $4,000 a month. Now, $4,000 a month is a wage. Okay, so that's a wage. It's definitely not what we'd call a turnover. Okay, so it's enough to maybe pay your bills and cover your healthcare and your mortgage, but it's not going to make you super rich. I've got loads of 4Ks in there, guys. Thank you. All right, now, what happens if we lose 2 customers? So let's say this guy leaves and this girl leaves. Let's say this girl, rather than just saying guys. Say this guy and this girl leave us. Okay, so we've just lost 2 websites. What happens to our income? Anybody tell me? Who's going to be first this time? There we go. All these came up at once. Yeah, $3,200 from Craig, down $800, down $800, down drops. Yeah, drops to $3,200. Okay, so that's George, Alan, Suzette, Robert, Daryl, and Craig. Thank you all very, very much for getting in there straight away the answers. So yes, we're down to $3,200. Okay. So you just lost $800 a month. Now, in most situations, what would happen is you'd now have to go on a crazy mad rampage to try and rent these sites out. Okay, so rent them to someone else. Yeah, exactly what Mark Shaw's just said. We'd have to try and rent them out to somebody else. Now, imagine that you're in this situation and you need that $4,000 a month. So you're in a situation where you've got these 2 sites. You're going to actually enable somebody to chip you on price because you're going to be desperate to rent them out. However, we have a special system set up, right? And what the system will do is you flick a switch inside your system. Okay, so you flick the little switch, and what happens is all the leads that are coming into this website. Now, let's say this is a rubbish website, so it only does 50 leads a month, yeah? And this one here, so they're both rubbish websites. Okay, so they're only doing 50 leads a month coming in. But what happens is you flick a switch and it turns it into a pay per lead site. And as if like magic, what the system knows is where these leads are, where they're based, and what industry they're in. So what it'll do is they'll start coming in and it'll start sending it to this guy, this guy over here, this guy over here, over here, and over here, all in complete autopilot without you doing anything. They'll start receiving these leads, and let's say we sell these leads at $25 each, which is about average for the plumbing industry. 25 times 50 is what? Anyone tell me that? And before you start thinking, well, they're renting it off you, they're not renting that area off you. They're renting, so this guy is renting this area. He's not renting this other area off you. So it's like, okay, well, this guy's going on holiday and he's going to let you have his leads for the next 3 months at $25 a pop. So these guys are they already know you. They've already got a working relationship with you. They've already got a transactional relationship with you, which means they're used to spending money with you, which means they know you, they trust you, and they're happy to start paying $25 a lead, especially if it's underfloor heating and they're going after like $2,500 a lead, a job. Okay, so there we go. I'm still waffling, guys. George, Floyd, and Suzette have all just got in there. Yep, 1,250. Nobody got the wrong answer, which is cool. $1,250. Okay, you got 2 sites there, same situation, same thing happens. $1,250. Plus you get your $3,200 above. Okay, so now you're earning $5,700, and all you did was lose 2 customers. So you've just generated an additional $1,700 a month here just by losing 2 customers. Now, if you know anything about pay per lead, okay, then in pay per lead, what you do is you sell leads multiple times. It's the only fair way to do business in this industry, okay? And I'll explain it to you a little bit more later. Somebody remembers to pop the question in, okay? Put 3 question marks and pop a question in, and I'll answer that question at the end as to why you need to sell leads multiple times, okay? But also one other thing as well. So anyway, let's say we're selling these 3 times. 3 times 1,250. You're then on $3,750 per website, plus the $3,200, which is going to generate. I hope I'm right here, because I know Lee's a mathematician. $10,700 every single month. Now, if you convert every single one of these customers from what they are now into pay per lead customers inside of our system from the rank and rent, just them 10 sites would be generating $37,500 a month for you. Not only that, you can then start taking on lead buyers in all these little areas, and our system is going to know exactly where all of these little lead buyers are, and it's going to send them the right leads in the right location. Not only that, if one of your rank and rent guys, let's say this guy's late at paying his bill, you can flick his website to a pay per lead site. His leads will start going to everybody within his region who covers the jobs he covers. Not only that, but they'll come out and they'll go straight back into him, and he's going to phone you up and say, I'm getting leads from my own website here and it's asking me to pay for them. And you turn around and say, oh, if you're not paid your invoice, the system does it automatically. It doesn't think you want the site anymore, so it's turning it into a pay per lead site. Go and pay your bill, but they still have to pay that. So these guys never going to be late on paying the bills ever again, okay, which is one of the other problems we get in the rank and rent industry. Right, now I can see quite a few questions popping in there, guys. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to scroll across and I'm going to show you what the offer is I've got for you tonight. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to run through the questions with you. Before I do that, I'd just like to ask, can anybody tell me what the full process is? So the full process we've just gone through tonight, 4-step process, super simple, super easy. Once you follow the training course, you're going to understand not just the fundamentals that I've gone through tonight. Denise has just put whoa. Not just the fundamentals that we've gone through tonight, but also you're going to understand the whole model in detail. You can be able to build this business. It's like going out and getting qualified as being a plumber. Once you start to set up these businesses this way, it just works. They just grow and they stay super stable. Okay, Craig just hit it. Build, rank, rent, and then he's popped in repeat. Build, rank, rent, PPL. Go on, Daniel, you get it right there. Yes, so it's build a website. We rank the websites. We rent the websites out first, and then we convert to hybrid. We convert our business to the hybrid lead generation business model, where the hybrid lead generation business model means we can set up tons and tons and tons of these websites all the way across the country in the same specific niche, and we target it. And every time we lose a customer, their leads start getting fired out to these other guys on a pay-per-lead basis, and it 10x's our income. Now we need to sell these leads multiple times, like I said. Now the reason you need to sell them multiple times is I will go through at the end, but you do. Okay then, so we know build, rank, rate, convert to hybrid. So the offer that I've got on tonight for you guys would mean that you get the Lead Simplify system, and it's going to give you access to 4 user logins. So 4 user logins means you can build up to 3 additional websites that have got the hybrid model, but you can have as many rank and rent websites as you want in there, completely unlimited. Okay, the system connects through to your Twilio, so it's going to enable you to have unlimited calls going through the system. So that's completely unlimited, 100,000 calls a month if you want. We also have in our system a drag and drop form builder. What the drag and drop form builder does is it enables you to obviously drag and drop to build a form, and then it enables you to copy a little bit of code and paste them forms anywhere on any website in the world. That means HTML sites, that means WordPress sites, Wix sites, that Google sites, everything. And every time a lead comes in through one of your forms, it brings it into your system and sends it to the right lead buyer in the right location every single time. Okay, you can have 100,000 of them forms and 100,000 websites if you want on all your websites, working on your things. So you can get rid of your form. If you've got an existing form builder that you use or anything like that, you can get rid of that and use this. If you've got a call center software, you can get rid of that. You can generate unlimited leads through our system. Now, something that's completely unique to what we've got is called prospecting. You can have unlimited prospects. It's got an auto prospecting system. So if you build, let's say you build a website here in Miami, okay, and it's for underfloor heating. Okay, you've got no lead buyers in the area, you've got nobody ready to take off your jobs from you. What happens is the first time a phone call comes into this site, this website will automatically go out and ring 20 underfloor heating guys in Miami for you, right? The first person to pick it up, okay, it will then start to read them a thing. Not just the first one, it'll read it to everybody. So it'll say to them, you've got a free lead that's just coming here from Mike Martin Leads. If you want to accept it, press 1 and we'll contact you after the job to set you up as a lead buyer on the system. Okay, the first person to press 1 gets the job and becomes a hot prospect in your system. Not only that, but you get 19 additional prospects in your system without doing anything. The auto prospecting also works on all your forms. So you can click a button, and I can show you this working shortly. Press a button, and as the lead comes in, it automatically prospects and drags in all the prospects into your system for you. So you don't need a prospecting system anymore. You can send unlimited emails, unlimited SMS. We've got an email marketing system inside the system so that you can market to anybody who's ever had contact with your system and generate income via our credit system, and also SMS marketing. We added this because, well, it's better deliverability than the emails. That's why we did it. It does the same thing, but it's just better deliverability. Also in there is full call center capabilities. So we've got full call center capabilities. That means you've got call recording, call distribution, call scheduling, call whispers, call waiting. You can send it one phone number to multiple people all at the same time. And also you can use the hybrid model, which sends it to the right lead buyers in the right location every single time. Okay, so all of this you can have tonight for just $19.99 a month. Now, if you want to take action tonight and get involved with this, it's webinar.deals/Lee, and that will get you 4 user logins inside of the system, unlimited calls, unlimited forms, unlimited leads, unlimited prospects and auto prospecting to bring them in for you, unlimited emails and SMSs, an email marketing system, SMS marketing system, and full call center capabilities. And within the next 7 to 10 days, we should have a new invoicing system on there, which will do pre and post-paid invoices for you, so you can get rid of your invoicing system too. Plus, you can use it for one-time invoices and everything else, and it all integrates with the system. Okay, that's going to cost you just $19.99 a month at webinar.deals/Lee. Plus, anybody that jumps on tonight, I've got a load of free gifts for you guys. Okay, so anybody at all that jumps in here tonight, we're going to give you. This is for people that don't want to pick up the phone and speak to people. If you're not wanting to pick up the phone and chat to people, we're going to give you a PDF download of the best converting headlines. Now, what these are going to help you do is get your emails opened. So to go with those PDF download of the best converting headlines, we're going to also give you onboarding email templates we use in our lead generation business. So what this is, it's not like 150 emails and stuff like that and you just pick. It's the 5 to 6, I think there is, of the best converting emails that we use in our business. We've put them in there for you. So they're going to convert, they're going to get these people in touch with you. So you can send out you can send out an email with the best opening headlines and the best email copy that's on there. In addition to that, we're going to give you Facebook Quick Start Ads training. Now, the reason we're going to do this is our most profitable users, our users that generate the most leads and sell the most leads, tend to do it via ad platforms. So we're going to give you this. What I would recommend doing is going through the rank and rent model, building up to pay per lead, converting to hybrid. Then you've got a network of people that are used to buying off you. Then you can start investing in ads. So I wouldn't say you need this straight away. We're also going to give you lead buyer onboarding training, not available anywhere else. I've done this training for you, so that's completely free of charge. In addition to that, we're going to give you 10 million USA business records with contact details. And if you want to see these details, I can show them you all shortly. Me and a few guys chipped in and bought these for $5,000. Okay, now if you decide this is not for you, okay, at a later date and you think it's not for me, you get to keep all of this. So the PDF download of the best converting headlines, onboarding email templates we use, Facebook Quick Start Ads, lead buyer onboarding training, and the 10 million USA business records with contact details. You get to keep all of this, okay? Every single bit of it. We would just limit your access to the system. That's 4 user logins, unlimited calls, unlimited forms with the drag and drop form builder. You got unlimited leads, unlimited prospects and auto prospecting, unlimited emails and SMS. Now you do integrate that with your own SMTP. So obviously check your limits, email marketing system, SMS marketing system, and full call center capabilities. That's everything that you get in any other sort of call center software, and it's completely unlimited other than the number of people that log in. So I can show you that working shortly. Okay. Plus, I'm going to give you $297 training course, completely free of charge, whether you buy or not, or you decide to come on here tonight. This is going to cover choosing your niche, choosing your location. It's going to go through all your site framework about how to build your site so it's kind of on a solid ground, building out a website, on-page and off-page SEO, GMB tricks, which basically means how to get GMBs for free, and also how to claim GMBs that are businesses that have gone out of business. I'll show you exactly how to do that in the videos. Why lead simplify? We've gone through that a little bit tonight, but I'll go through that a bit more in the training for you. Start renting out your websites. So we'll go on a little bit further on how we rent out the websites and the strategy I've shown you tonight that teaches you a little bit better. Spreading like a wave, that obviously enables you to grow and stay stable using the hybrid model. Outsourcing you, which means that you no longer have to work in the business, so it's ready to be sold. And then sell or retire, which means you can step back and sell a business, or alternatively sit back and get paid every single month off it. And because you've just learned a new strategy, a new model, what this is also going to enable you to do is rinse and repeat. You've learned, once you've gone through this whole process over the next 6 to 12 weeks, you're going to have a brand new business. You're going to have a new understanding of how to build one of these businesses from the ground up. They're very, very easy. They're very, very cheap to get going, and they're very, very, very profitable as you work. Any questions, guys? I'm gonna run through whatever questions I can, and then one second. Let me see what questions we've got on there. Can everybody still see my screen? Okay.
Mike, while you're looking for questions, so guys,
yeah.
I put the link Now, the link does not go to a sales letter, okay, because it goes to just a payment page. So, Mike just explained to you what this is all about. This is not some slick thing that he thought up just to sell you something. This is an amazing business that works like gangbusters. So, very simple deal. Click the link, go to the payment page, fill out your information, and I'll put the link into the. I'll put it in again. This link should go out to everybody. Richard, I'm going to just respond to your comment and your question. And guys, we'll also get to questions in just a second, but I'm sending that link again, Richard, just as a response to you. So, yeah, Mike, we got a ton of questions coming in. What is the first one here?
First of all, I'm going to answer Craig's first because it's a very quick and easy one. I've got quite a lot of questions, but Craig's first question did basically say, did I hear you say don't go into plumbing? No, I just started and not totally stuck on plumbing. No, Craig, what I said is don't go into general plumbing. Don't hit general, don't hit wide, hit inch wide, mile deep. So what I mean by that is if you're going to start building websites and you want to generate money and you want to generate a lot of lead buyers, go after, say, boiler repairs only and build a site based on just boiler repairs and have everything about boiler repairs. So if you look at a general plumbing site, you'll have one thing that says we do boiler repairs, and that'll be it on his whole site. So what you do is you build out a site around boiler repairs, the types of boilers, the types of repairs, the most common faults, and all the other crazy stuff like that, right? And become a specialist in the area. Now, the guys know for a fact if they rent a site off you, they're not going to be getting unblocked toilet jobs, okay? Or I don't know, it's lavatory or whatever you call them in the States. They're not going to be getting that type of job off you. The type of job they're going to get is the best jobs, the boiler repairs, which is what they want, the big money jobs. Not only that, you'll rank a lot faster because you're a specialist, because not many people are doing it as a specialist, but not many people are trying to grow on a national scale the way that you guys are. So inch wide, mile deep. For example, if you're going after plumbing, like you said, underfloor heating, like we used as an example in the presentation, and that will mean that you're generating more money on an ongoing basis. Okay, question number 2. Do the lead buyers get paid off if you for selling leads multiple times? Okay, now this is an area where I disagree with a lot of people in lead generation. I can see loads of questions, guys, and I'm going to go through and answer all these as we go. But let me just open up the screen. Everybody still see my screen? Yep, I just got rid of the questions bit. Awesome, cool. Right, okay. So what I want you to do is I want you to imagine a lady comes to your website, yeah? Here she is, beautiful lady. She doesn't look it in my drawings, but she is, right? And she comes to your website and she wants quotation, okay? So she comes to your site and she's got a roof leak. So she gets a quotation and the guy quotes her 5K. She's like, wow, that seems expensive, but she's got no other options. So she takes it, she gets the roof done, he fixes it, she's happy, and he leaves and she's over the moon. Then a son or a son's daughter's boyfriend or somebody who's a family friend who knows about roofing, and she says, oh God, yeah, we got our roof fixed, we had that leak, but it ended up costing us $5,000. And the first answer that they turn on and say, $5,000 to fix it, they could have changed half of the tiles on your roof for $5,000. So now she's in a situation where she realizes she's just been ripped off. So she's going to tell her friends, don't go to Mike Martin's roofers, they're absolute terrible. They ripped me off, they took the mick, they might even try and sue you and get the money back. They're also going to leave you bad reviews, okay? Not only that, they're just going to tell anyone who will listen, okay? Tell anyone that will listen, right? And your company's going to get a bad name straight away. Right, let me just see if I've remembered this right. That's deleted it. Right, now, same lady comes to your website and she wants a quotation. So she fills in and she wants the same roofing quote. She's got a leak. But this time she comes and gets 3 quotes. Okay, so the first guy that's always there first comes in, quotes 5K. So he's just quoted 5K and she's like, whoa, that seems expensive. Then the next quote comes in and he quotes her $300. And she's like, either this guy's going to take me $300 and run, or this guy's seriously taking the mix. So she waits till the third quote's coming in and he quotes her $325. So what's just happened is he's just paid you $25 for a lead. Straight away she knows, okay, that guy's proper taking the mic, and it cuts him out of the loop completely, okay? Because this guy's always going to be the first person to quote, and he's never going to get any repeat business, because the first people that look to buy leads are rip-off merchants. And the reason being is because they never get any repeat business because they run around ripping everybody off. So now she's going to go to one of these 2 people because she got an absolutely great quote. She's going to choose whichever one she likes the best. And a week later, her son or daughter or whoever it was that told her previous in a different life, told her that she'd been ripped off. It's like, oh, it only cost me $300. I'm like, wow, that's a great deal. So she tells her friends, if they have a roof problem, go to Mike Martin Roofers, he'll sort you out. Absolutely brilliant, $300, got it sorted. Then she'll leave you good reviews. Not only that, she'll tell her friends and people that'll listen. So anyone that'll listen, then what happens, and you'll know about this, Lee, she'll start to get direct traffic. Okay, so sorry, you'll start to get direct traffic. So people will start typing in the internet, Mike Martin Roofer instead of Roofer Miami. Okay, so what happens with that is because you're getting direct traffic, Google starts to look at you like a brand, not just a lead generation website, which means you become an entity, which helps rank your website even higher in Google, because the on-page SEO, because Google starts to realize, okay, this is a real business, customers are happy, and people are actually searching for them. Now, anybody in the States will know who Home Advisor are. Now, all of the lead buyers in the United States hate Home Advisor, and they all slag them off saying, oh, don't use them, they're blah, 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 blah. But every single one of them uses them because they have followed this model and the customers love them. So the customers love them, the lead buyers have no choice but to buy the leads from them, simply because they're looking after the person that counts, the customer. So those people that try and go after this type of industry and actually try and look after your lead buyers are the people who end up going out of business, because what happens is the first person usually to come and buy leads off you are the people that are struggling for work and don't get repeat business because they don't give the customer the best deal. And if you do it right, these guys will happily pay. These two here will happily pay for the leads because they're going to give customers the right deal. Customers are going to be happy. They're going to talk about you when you become a brand, and the SEO is going to work, and you become the person in the industry. So that is why, even though a lot of people tell you you shouldn't, that's why you should sell leads multiple times. Okay, let me get to that next question. I run an ad agency. Is it possible for me to use this strategy in my agency? It certainly is, yes. Let me show you this 1 second. Okay, so we've gone through this presentation and I've talked about, right, you can completely ignore the inch wide mile deep when you're talking about an ad agency. You can go after general plumbing if you're running an ad agency, okay? But the other rules still apply. So what you do is you still need to choose an industry. So say you're going after plumbing, you go after plumbing. You also spread like a wave, okay? So let's say you've got 10 new customers. So let's say you've got 10 customers. Okay, that's not going to be a smiley face. Let's say we've got 10 customers. Okay, these are all people that you've just created ad campaigns for. Now, let's say they all spend $1,000 a month each, right, in the plumbing industry. As an ad agency, I'm assuming these figures are about right for you. They are for most. You take about 20% of that, okay? So what you should do is you could take, when you take over a company's ad campaign, you import it into your own account. So what happens is they're spending $1,000 a month, okay? And you're generating about $200. So can anyone tell me how much you can get from all 10 of these websites? It's all 10 of these campaigns, sorry. What's the figure that we're going to generate on a monthly basis from all 10? Yeah, $2,000. There we go. Perfect. Okay, so you're generating $2,000 a month. And I could ask you the same question as before. What happens if we lose a customer? Okay, so we lose this customer here. What do? Well, we actually take over their ad campaign. Okay, so instead of us earning $200, we then start spending $800. But because we've got a network of people around us, because we spread it, because of the way we spread our business model, okay, all them leads are going to start going into all these people on a pay per lead basis. Okay, every single one of these people on a pay per lead basis. Now, an average campaign in the plumbing industry for $800 a month run by a professional ad agency, you're probably going to be generating around about 200 leads a month. Okay, so it's costing you $800. So 200 times $25, what's that? I don't know the answer, so I need someone else to answer that. So we got, anybody tell? $5,000. There we go. Okay, so that's $5,000 a month for an investment of $800. So you're making $4,200 a month. Yep. You're making $4,200 a month, plus you've just lost one of your top customers up there. So you were previously making $2,000 a month from these guys. Now you're making $1,200 a month because you've invested $800. Okay, so now there you've got another $1,200. So you've now just gone from earning $2,000 a month to doing $5,400 every single month. Now what happens if you convert all 10 of these guys and you only sell a lead once? you're looking at 42 grand. And if you sell the leads 3 times, like we've just explained that you should be doing, you're generating 126k every single month from 10 websites that you've converted from thingy to hybrid. And you understand why going after the hybrid lead generation business model and going after the pay-per-lead model. This is the reason all the biggest companies in the world do pay-per-lead. This is why the people like Home Advisor who do 300 million can do 300 million, because when they're hitting these numbers, they do it this way, okay? You don't do it the way that a lot of the rank and rent businesses are. And the only way you can do this is with Lead Simplify. It's the only system on the planet that's designed, because the other people that can do it, Home Advisor and people like that, do this with a system that's cost them hundreds of thousands. It took us 5 years to build this system. It's designed completely for this business model, and it was built to design to run my business. Sorry guys, I'm just gonna pop back in and see if I can see any more questions. Right, what local business niches work best with this business model? Guys, it doesn't really matter what niche you're going after. The way I always look at it is I like to deal with people who have a qualification. Now, the reason I say a qualification, what I mean is I probably wouldn't go after somebody who was decorating houses, because anyone can throw a load of paint, a set of ladders, and I'm not taking anything away from decorators. Some of them are absolutely amazing, but anybody can set up as a decorator. He gets sacked from work and he goes and starts to cut grass or paint houses. But if you want to be a gas safe registered plumber and do boiler repairs, you had to go to college, you had to go to uni, you had to invest thousands of dollars, you had to buy a van, you had to buy all your tools. You had to commit yourself to this. So when you start paying for leads, you're already committed. So what I find is they stick for a lot longer because they've committed years and years and years before they ever started earning money from this. Because if you go after the industries where they're not audited, so to speak, so they don't have to have a specific certificate or qualification to do it, they don't stick as long. So that's the only real bit of advice. If they're using paid ads, then they were happy to buy leads off you. Okay, how long before you can rent outside? Diane, that depends if you're going after a specific industry or if you're looking, that depends what industry you're going after and how difficult it is to rank the website. What I wouldn't do is hit the paid ad side first, unless you've got an ad agency. Then I wouldn't hit the paid ad side first. I'd go after the rank and rent. I'd build a network of people that work for me. I'd build relationships, get that financial relationship in place with these people so they're used to spending money with you. And when you start hitting them with pay per lead, they're used to you and they don't mind paying it. Yeah, Mark, I don't quite understand what that's. If we live in the UK, do we need a VPN to get accurate search into? No, Mark, because you just get a hosting company in the US. Sorry, guys, I'll read that out. If we live in the UK, do we need a VPN to get accurate search info for the US companies, etc.? You don't need the search information. You use the stats that I taught you at the beginning, conversion. But once you know how many leads you've got coming into your site and getting this many calls and this many form fills, what's your conversion? What's your average job value? You can work out how much you're going to rent them the site for, make it a good deal, fill up your sites, and they can never chip you on price because you understand with just them 2 bits of data. You don't need all that crazy stuff that people try and say to you, oh, you need all these stats, you need to look into this. You don't need any of that. You need to know how many leads are coming in. That's about it. And you can ask the questions. So it's a very easy, simple business model to set up. Okay, what should an outsourcer cost to build the sites? I don't know. Different people are different, but I would do it yourself, Denise. I know it sounds and it sounds like hard work, but if you go through this just once yourself, just the first time, and then you outsource after that. So say you do the first 5 or 10 sites yourself. And there's something called a hybrid, an evergreen site model, which you'll learn a bit further down the line. It's kind of a bit outside this course where you can use the same site over and over again, and it becomes unique. But you're not just, what you're learning today is how to build a business from the ground up. And what I would recommend is at least doing it the first time yourself, because then when these people who are building the sites for you a bit further down the line, say, oh, it's going to take me 3 months to do this, 6 months. You're like, no, it doesn't. It takes this long because I know what I'm doing. So what I would do first of all is just learn it. It'll only take you a couple of weeks, 2 to 3 weeks, and you'll understand the process, and then start looking to outsource. It just secures it for you. How will the select clients own a website? Select client who own a website. I don't understand that. Sorry, are we talking the rank and rent model or the pay per lead model? Let me see what other questions we've got in there, guys. Right, will Rank and Rent clients buy leads off me if they are already getting leads from their Rank and Rent sites cheaper? Okay, let me just. Okay, so you've got to imagine, right? You've created these websites. Sorry. So this guy buys this area off you, and this area off you, and this area, and this guy's left, and then you've got all these sites around here. Okay, this one's left. So you start sending leads to these guys. So let's say underfloor heating again. All right, so they're paying you for this area. So he's paid for this area, he's paid for this area, he's paid for this area. None of them's paid for this area. So you start getting these leads in, and all they're going to see is $25 for a $2.5 grand job. The rest doesn't really matter. They're in a situation where they're looking at it and thinking, okay, I'm going to buy it. I'm going to make $2.5 grand with it. I'm buying the lead. I'm going to go and do the lead. So you don't need to worry about the actual, will they buy the leads off you, or are they happy to buy the leads? It's basically, it's all in perspective. If it's worth $25, then they're going to buy it off you all day long, and it's not in their area. Okay, I don't mean to look a gift horse in the mouth. Okay, Richard, but why only $19.99 a month? Are there some expensive upsells? Right, I tell you what there is, Richard. You only need the $19.99 a month to get started and get going in this business model, okay? So you can jump on board today and you can get going and you can build everything that you need. And the system is pretty much completely unlimited other than logins. As your business grows, you will need additional logins to add additional hybrid lead buyers onto the system. So once you've gone past the rank and rent model and you start converting these people to hybrid, you will need additional logins, okay? But you'll already be making the money then. Once you purchase tonight for $19.99, there are a couple of one-time upsells that you can purchase if you want. They're not essential, but they'll enable you to get more lifetime seats. So if you go over to my website, you'll see that at $97 a month, you would get 30 seats. However, we give you that for just a small one-time fee tonight. In addition to that, I think there's the option for 10 or 30. And it's a small one-time fee as opposed to a monthly subscription. So you potentially could spend a couple of $100 on here tonight, but have $170 a month system in place for $19 a month. And then all I want is, when you're successful, is testimonials. Does this work in the UK for UK businesses? Stephen, it certainly does. I live in the UK and I've got quite a lot of businesses. But we've actually got a system that's got over 800 subcontractors in the UK that actually work for us over here doing this in the locksmithing industry. But yeah, it works anywhere. We've got customers in South Africa, we've got customers in Canada, mainly the US, but we've got customers in Germany, France, Australia, New Zealand. We've got people all over the place doing this. It just works anywhere that's Google. So I don't know if it'd work in China, but it works pretty much anywhere that Google works. Are there any extra cost to budget for? Yes, Denise, you would need Twilio phone numbers, which integrate with your system, and they're $1 a month. So they cost you $1 each plus whatever the cost of the calls are. We don't spend more than $50, $60 a month on calls, and we're generating thousands. So when you first start out, you're not going to be spending much at all on your calls. Maybe if you've got 10 calls, it'd be $10 a month plus maybe $5 to $10 in you once you're generating lots of calls. Initial costs over expenses are there to get the business started and seal or rent a website. How long does it normally take to rank and rent or seal the website on average? It depends what you're going after, Stuart. You could be looking at 3 months to 6 months. If you're going after a real easy industry, then you could probably get it up there in six to 8 weeks. But realistically, you're going to be looking around about 3 months. And the situation you're in is you're not wasting $997 tonight on trying to set this up over the next 3 months as you're building this and growing it out. You've got the time, you don't need to rush it. Follow the course, follow the training, set everything up as I show you in the training. Within 6 months, you should be earning enough money to if you've got a full-time job, to walk away from it. Right, okay, so when the subsequent prospects search for Mike Martin Roofing instead of Roofers Miami, the prospects would find his PH hash and call him directly rather than call through my Twilio. So I wouldn't get paid. No. You own Mike Martin Roofing. Sorry, Richard. So they wouldn't call him directly. They'd call you directly, because they'd come onto your Marting Roofing website. So if I've got a Marting Roofing website, they come into my website, and then they get a good quote from my website, and they send people back to that website. This is where I got the quote from, Marting Roofing. So they come over to your website, and that's how you get the quote. So they start searching for your website. They don't search for that particular business, because they're just people who are buying the leads off you or renting the sites off you. Right, is there a downside to building a pay-per-lead business using a GMB listing for a company that's no longer in business? Okay, these are aged GMBs, so you get away with a lot. And inside the training course that I'm going to give you, you can go through and it teaches you exactly how to get these GMBs where the people have gone out of business and they've no longer got websites up and stuff like that. And it's very, very easy, and they rank really, really well. Make a few changes and they jump to the top. You don't necessarily need to connect them to your websites and everything else, but they're going to generate loads of calls for you, which means they're going to generate loads of money and loads of leads. And even if you've only got them for 5 or 6 months, then it's still generating a ton of cash for you. I've got some that I've had for years in Manchester for the locksmithing industry, like absolute years. In fact, in the video, I show you the demo of one of them where I convert it over. Yeah, what other costs? Example, Twilio has costs, your domains have costs, and your hosting has costs. And that's about it, guys. You don't really have to spend anything else. So you can get domains, like I said, about a tenner, and then your hosting costs. Okay, so sorry, yes, the rank and rent course, I'm going to give you the rank and rent or the training course at the end. WordPress sites are HTML. James, I do a lot of WordPress websites, but I have got a lot of HTML sites as well, and you can use our system with both. So let's have a quick look. What other questions we've got? Do you have any testimonials? That's a good question. From already happy customers. We certainly do. Yeah, 1 second, guys. I don't like to put these into presentations because I think they're a bit cheesy, but I'll just. Can everybody see my website? I've just dragged it into the screen. You all see that? Yep. Yep. Cool.
Yeah, we're good.
Okay. Good. Okay. So if you go over to my website, leadsimplify.com, click on the clients page, and what you'll see is there's a load of Trustpilot reviews. And then under that, there's a load of videos from either people that use us or people whose clients use us. And then there's a load of Facebook reviews. Trustpilot, amazing call center software plus unlimited web forms, outstanding software for lead generation. I don't use this for leads. I just use it instead of a receptionist. Okay, because we've got the ability inside of the system. In fact, I'll show you inside the system shortly. Just another monster product, highly recommended, 5 stars. Lead Simplify is excellent, 10 out of 10. Lead Simplify helped me solve a lot of, it probably says more down here. But guys, yes, they're real testimonials from Trustpilot. So we're not I'm not just giving you clips from Facebook. Wait there, let me go down to the next question. How long has Lead Simplify been available? Lead Simplify has been available to me for about 5 years. We started building this about 5 or 6 years ago. It's been available to the general public for around about 2 years, and over the last 12 months, it's really come into its own. Can you show inside a live system? 1 second. Okay, you can see that. Let's add it onto there. Okay, so this is what it looks like inside one of the systems. This is the demo system. Inside your leads here. So you can see leads that have come in. This is just a demo. So obviously I've got leads coming in, but they're not genuinely real leads. You've got a form builder down here. So you give the form a name. You choose your industry, and you can put as many industries in as you want inside your preferences. You set up a lead source, set a specific location if you want, and then you just drag let's put the capture on. Then you can just drag and drop these elements in like that. Now that user details is great because you click that and it brings in pretty much everything you need for a basic contact form. And then you can drag and drop in like selects and just click and edit them and stuff like that, and text areas. And then you put in page breaks. So let's put one in there. Page break there. So phone and email there. And then you just click save and preview. And as you can see, you've got a multi-tiered form. So this will enable you to And these increase conversions massively, having these multi-tiered forms. Copy that there, paste it into any website anywhere in the world. It also integrates with Facebook lead ads via Zapier, because we integrate with Zapier. So when a lead comes into your system, let me see if I can find there's one, right? So when a lead comes into your system, what you're going to see underneath the lead is any lead buyers inside your system that are already designed that'll buy the lead in a specific area, as this one is. Also underneath that, if you've got auto prospecting, what the system does is pulls in up to 20 local businesses that match your lead buying criteria. So this is a lead buyer. If he doesn't want to buy it, you can come here, you can click on this one here and send him a text message with the information. That's not a mobile actually, but that one is. So you click in that, send him a text, or you can call him. If they decide they're going to work with you or they want to be in your system, click convert. First name, last name, email address, and what will happen is it'll add this person into the system within a 10-mile radius of where they're based for the industry that's on the form. So you don't have to do anything. It turns them into a lead buyer instantly and covers their buying criteria so that they become part of your hybrid system. We also have a job system in there. I won't go through that as contractor system. I'll show you that on one of my other systems. And then we've got a call center in there. So call center is where you come in and you can add as many Twilio numbers as you want. See, like this here, they pop in here. You click add new. I'll show you an existing one. Choose one of your phone numbers from out your Twilio account. Set call recordings on or off. Reconnect callers. That means if they call back and someone's already purchased that lead, it'll automatically reconnect them. All calls are leads or jobs. Pass caller ID. You want that switched on to yes if it's rank and rent. You want that switched on to no if it's not. Voicemail. Select industry. Default industry, should I say? You can choose specific industries. So what this will do is, you see, like we've got ask call for industry on there. That'll enable them to say press 1 for Brian Plumbing, press 2 for car key repairs, press 3 for Brian the dentist. Then you can also set this to ask them their zip code. So see, please say or key in your zip code followed by a £sign or hash, and it will automatically ring. So if they come in here and press 1, it would automatically go to Brian Plumbing, and then it would automatically read a plumber. And if they put 90210, it would automatically ring Beverly Hills. And you've got 3 options here. So your first one is to set up as many so you can have call schedules. This is for 1 phone number. So say they wanted it from 9 to 5. Okay, Monday to Friday, you put the phone number in there. You can have 2 or 3 people on the same time zone there. Then you have different people answering your weekend calls by just doing this. This is for 1 number, and you've got this unlimited. You can have as many of these as you want inside your system. And you set your weekend calls, your nighttime calls, and all that. And then you can do that for every single number. And then in addition to that, you've got text to speech, which will give them a message, play from URL, or record a thing to them. And then you've got 2 other options on your call center. One is passed to multiple lead buyers. As you can see, we've got multiple lead buyers in there. So you can choose the lead buyers inside your system like this. And you can choose how many seconds it takes before they call them. Gives them a balance alert if they've got no credits in the system. Require response presses 1. Then the best part of the system is this one. This automatically, so I've got it set Manchester, UK, view matching subscribers. This will automatically ring all of them prospects and that lead buyer every single time the phone rings. We change that to London here. It will automatically ring your London guys. These are all different. These are all London people now. 0203, 0203, 0203. So it rings automatically all your matching lead buyers in the right area, right time, every single time. What else have you got on here? You've also got auto prospecting on this one. So let's turn that off. So if you turn auto prospecting on, you can have it to ask the location. See that? And then what it'll say is please say or key in your zip code followed by a hash. This is how you ask it, or £sign. They put in 90210, it knows we're in Beverly Hills. Then you've got auto prospect. Turn it on. You can send out up to as many leads as you want free to the people before you convert them. And this will ring the people and say, look, here's a free lead from Mike Martin Leads if you want it. And if you want it, press 1 and we'll call you to turn you into a lead buyer afterwards. It gives away free leads to start converting your customers for you. Okay, so Can you show inside the system? Yep, just gone through that. Can you show us how to build? How does auto prospecting work? Gone through that. Can we see call center software? Just gone through that. How does the data look? Data. Okay, the data we're going to give you free of charge completely. Looks something like this. I use the data myself. It's got about a gig of data there in California and about the same in Florida. They come in a zip folder. You get all these locations. The smallest one is WY. See it at the top? That's 17 meg. So if you imagine California is about a gig, this is 17 meg, so about the size of a picture. So if I open that, you'll see exactly what's in the data. And everybody gets this. This is free. We've added this inside your system for you. Oh, it's open on the wrong page. Well, as you can see there, you've got your business name, you've got basic industries, categories, contact name, state code, city, zip code, address, phone number, website, coordinates, year founded, location type, whether you've got one or multiple locations, business to business or business to customer or both, annual turnover. Another thing we've got, so if we wanted to filter this data, you come onto one of these and filter by business type. So let's say we were going after, oh, that's the name, isn't it? Business category. Let's just do, I'm looking for one I know. There's so many different businesses in here. Let's go for accountants or something. Yeah, there we are, accountants. So let's click the accountants and bookkeepers. And as you can see down here, we've got 589 accountants and bookkeepers out of 65,000 locations. Sorry, businesses. So that's just in that tiny little 17 megabytes. So imagine how much data is actually in there to use. You don't need this for your system because it auto prospects, but it's handy and we can use this to build websites and stuff like that. Let me just get on. Cool, I like simple, thank you. Do we get to choose the niches, locations for the websites? Yes, you can add unlimited niches, locations. That's all completely unlimited. The only thing that's limited, Richard, is the amount of logins you get. Craig just put Manchester. Are you from Manchester, mate? I am. I live in Dorset now, though. The training shows us how it all works in depth. It certainly does, yeah. There's various different levels of training. Plus, I do a live every Thursday, so if you're struggling with anything, come on our Facebook and YouTube live, and I go through that with everybody every Thursday and answer all the questions that anybody's got and go through any issues or problems that people are having live. Plus, if you look on the screen, let me just shut that thing down. Top right there, support at mikemartin.zendesk.com. That's where all my support staff are, so they'll help you as well. Can you track the calls to prove to the customers it's come from our site? Of course you can, yeah. All your calls shown inside the system. Every single call will be shown inside the system. Watch. I don't know if we've got any calls coming into this one actually. Call tracker there. Yeah, so there's your calls coming into the system. All your calls can be recorded, and you can see exactly who they've gone to. Obviously, I've just got unknown in here because I've not updated because it's a demo system. But yeah, you can record all your calls and everything goes through. I already have Bluehost. I don't know what that is. Bluehost, I'm assuming it's a hosting platform. If it's a hosting platform and it works for building websites, then yeah, it'll work. Okay, somebody's put it on your website. You have a free trial. If you sign up on the website, you don't get as many logins. Also, you don't get all the free stuff that I'm giving you on the website tonight, plus the free training course, Stuart, and all the other free stuff that's on there. Yes, you do get a better deal buying from Lee's webinar than you would do if you came to us direct, definitely. What is typical time for your sites to rank? James, it's different with all websites. Some websites it can take six weeks to 3 months. Other websites depends on what industry you're going after. This is why I say go inch wide, mile deep, because it's very, very quick. If you go after and build a specific website for boiler repairs, you'll rank a heck of a lot faster than if you're going after general plumbing. And people like boiler repair jobs. So it's going to be something that's very easy to sell leads in. If you're building a site for underfloor heating as opposed to just plumbing, and then saying you do underfloor heating, you're going to rank a lot faster. You become a specialist, and people like to buy the leads off you because they know they're going to get decent, good quality leads, as opposed to it could be an emergency plumbing job at 2 o'clock in the morning that you want me to go out and fix a leaky toilet or whatever it could be. So I'd say inch wide, mile deep, and go after the specifics where people need a qualification to do the job. How do you stop the 3 companies finding out you are selling the leads multiple times? You don't, Mark. You tell them the truth. You write it up front and say, look, we do this for the reason I've just shown you why on the page. We sell leads multiple times to multiple people because then we know the customers are getting the best deal. It's as simple as that. And some of them won't like it, and some of them might get mad at you, and some of them might get peed off. And that's just the name of the game. But I guarantee, if you check this out in the States, everybody hates Home Advisor, but everybody buys the leads off them, okay? Because they all need work and they all need leads. And once you start to work this correctly and you're generating the leads, people will buy the leads off you because they need the work. Does your call have rotating software function to send the leads prospects local locksmiths when we're first getting started, to encourage the locksmiths in area to call me ASAP? Right, what it'll do is it'll ring them all simultaneously, Richard, automatically, and then fastest finger first, whoever picks the job up gets it. This ensures that all of your leads gets dealt with. Alternatively, once you've got lead buyers on the system, they have the option to go for what's called auto purchase. So they purchase your leads on complete autopilot, and then what will happen with those is they'll work on like a conveyor belt. Let me show you. They'll work on like a conveyor belt. So what would happen is, let me just wipe that. If you imagine you've got 5 lead buyers in an area, this is all one area. Imagine that's a conveyor belt. The first lead will come in and go to this guy, and he'll drop off and go back to the back. And the second lead will go to this guy, and then he'll go around and drop off to the back. If you've got it set up to sell 3 times, the first lead would go to this one, this one, this one, and they'd all go around to the back. And then the second lead would go to this one, this one, and this one. So it shares the leads out evenly around the system. Okay, let's have a look. Okay, why have you spent so much time on it and this website for $20? Not being rude, but it just seems pointless. Right, guys, this is a brand new business model. Okay, not many people know that this exists yet. Okay, users have got the opportunity to get in here first. This is generating a big money. And what I've asked at the beginning of the presentation is, please just give me testimonials. Once you've become successful, I want testimonials. I want an army of people doing this because this really works. And this is not the rank and rent model where you've got a nice stable business model, but you can't earn much money. And it's not pay per lead where it's super unpredictable and really difficult. It gives you the stability of the rank and rent, but with the pay per lead money. It's brilliant. Now, we started testing this 18 months ago, and we thought we'd struck gold, and we thought there's got to be a problem with it. There's got to be something wrong with it. This can't be real. And then once we started to generate the money with it and work it, we're pretty much building little home advisors, except home advisors all pay per lead now, simply because they don't need to go down the rank and rent model at the beginning because they're not starting out. But if you started out and they followed this strategy, they could build home advisor. It really is that simple. It just works. And yeah, that's why I've spent this time on here. I don't want to come on here and do a 997 presentation to people and then only 2 people be able, or 5 people or 10 people be able to afford it. I want everybody to be able to take advantage of this opportunity, and the people that actually take action and work will be successful, and know they will. And then they'll be able to come to me and say, Mike, I love this model. It really works. I'm super excited. If you go and check out my Facebook, facebook.com/groups/magic page, there's over 4,000 people in the Facebook group, and we all work together and support each other and help people. And most of the people in there are either working on this business model or we're working towards this business model. Is it testing for the US or the UK? Yes, it works both US, UK, it works anywhere. So each user is separate business to sell to. How do we protect that business's information from the users? You all get your own URL. So if you look to that site, that thing I shared before, mine was leadsimplified.net/Mike. Yours will be leadsimplified.net/whatever you want to choose. How many websites can I add my forms and phone numbers onto? As many as you want, unlimited, completely unlimited. You can build 100,000 of them web forms today that I've just shown you today, put them on 100,000 websites anywhere you want in the world, integrate with Zapier, have thousands and thousands of leads coming in. The only time it's ever going to cost you more is when you start upgrading your number of logins. How long will the offer be available? I think Lee's keeping it open for a few days. I don't think it's going to be open for more than a few days, guys. I think that's what we agreed before. Okay, also I want to generate leads via Facebook ads and Google AdWords. Would your system work with those platforms? Yes, Stuart, did you see, sorry, I don't know if I'm answering this too late. I went through before how it works with the ad agencies. Hopefully that answered your question. If it didn't, ask the question again, and I'll do that, redraw it for you if you missed it. Given COVID, what % of these businesses do not exist? We found that about 6 to 8 weeks, our phones went pretty quiet. But once all these small businesses started to struggle and needed work and needed income, that they all went back to work, all of them. And the phones didn't go quiet. The phones were still ringing, but everybody was locked up. But at the minute, now that people are back out, everything's gone back to normal. We're as busy as we were before. Right, do you suggest we dive deep into one niche or multiple? Right, Diane, you have to go after us. Sorry, guys, I'll read that question out. Do you suggest we dive deep in one niche or multiple niches to start with? Right, let me just explain something. If you're going to do the hybrid model, all of these need to be the same niche. Okay, they all need to be the same niche. Now, the reason they all need to be the same niche is when this guy leaves or when this guy has a problem, his leads need to fit this person, this person, this person, this person, this person, this person, because then instantly you flick your site over so it becomes a pay per lead site and you start generating a ton more cash from his website or because he's left. So what you do is you might build this out with 10 people and then you might purposely get rid of your problem customers. And when you get rid of your problem customers because you've gone on niche, so it's, choose your niche, okay, choose your niche and then spread like a wave, and that enables this model. That's all in the training course that's coming at the end. Awesome system, thank you, Craig, cheers. Can you use ClickFunnels? Yes, you can use absolutely anything you want, but ClickFunnels is very hard to rank. What I would recommend if you're going to go down that route, unless you've got experience in doing pay-per-lead already and selling leads, and you've got people that's willing to buy leads off you already, I would build this gradually. I would take your time, follow the rank and rent strategy, then convert to pay-per-lead, because then you've got an army of people that are used to spending money with you and are willing to spend money with you. They trust you, they've got a transactional relationship with you. If you do it the other way around and you start investing money straight into ads and you've not got people willing to buy leads, it's going to be very difficult to get going. Unless you're brilliant on the phone, you can just get a load of people on to buy leads off you straight away. Then I would build it gradually and then build that stable business model. But yes, you can use ClickFunnels. You can paste the form straight into ClickFunnels, put the numbers on, and it'll just work. Does it still work in Australia? Yes, the phone system works. Sorry, what about the phone system? Does it work in Australia? Yes, Robert, it works in Australia. It works anywhere that Twilio works. Twilio works there. You can get Twilio numbers. It works there. I know there's somewhere like Holland or somewhere where you can only get either a text or a phone number, and you have to have 2 numbers to run the system. But everywhere else that I know of, that Twilio works, it works. Do you have to rent your website out first, or can you go straight into the pay-per-lead model? You can go straight into the pay-per-lead model, Stephen. And if you're in a situation where you're already generating an income and you're not in a position where you have to try and get out of your initial job, or you want to start doing this full time, but if you're doing it and you want to get out of a full-time job, then what I would recommend doing is aim to build around about 10 to 15 sites, to convert them all into rank and rent. So you're doing between, I don't know, 4 or 5 grand a month, which is enough for most people to quit the full-time job and then start looking at it like a real business. And then what you do is you look at all 15 and you think, right, which customer do I want to lose? Or alternatively, you start building more sites. You start building more sites on the outskirts after you've built your pay-per-lead, your rank and rent sites. And these are all R&R, rank and rent sites. And then you turn these into pay-per-lead. And what happens is these all start to receive the leads from this site. As soon as they start coming in, this one will, this one will, this one will. So what you do is you build on the outskirts, you start building pay-per-lead, and then you grow the business inwards. So your pay-per-lead sites are around the outside of your rank and rent setup. But I would recommend going through the rank and rent model first. Understand the business model, make a good, stable business before you start trying to push for where the big cash is. Well, I know it's a lot of people like to push for the big money, and it's very tempting. But the good thing with a business is you want it to be stable first, And if you go straight into the pay per lead model, then you're not building for stability, you're building for cash. And if the stability, if for any reason something changes and you've not got enough buyers in there, you could end up seeing yourself running out of cash pretty quick. So what I'd recommend is just build gradual, take your time, build the sites right, get the rank and rent guys in place, start taking people on at a good monthly subscription amount, build that 4 or 5 grand a month stable income first, and then start building out the pay per lead setup, whether you're building them on the outskirts or whether you convert your existing customers. Can you use our domains and hosting server, and can we claim GMB listings and rank it ourselves? Of course, Richard, the strategy that I'm going to teach you, everything that you use belongs to you. There's nothing that belongs to you. We've even got Twilio in our system, but where a lot of people integrate their call center systems with Twilio, but then they charge you for blocks of calls and stuff like that. And we looked at doing it that way. And the reason we decided against it is because if people want to take their numbers away from us, you can literally do it in a couple of clicks. So you own everything. We're not tying you into anything here, but we know it works, and that's why people stay with us. Whereas what a lot of people do is they own the number and they sell you a block of calls, and then if you try and leave them, they've still got your phone number, which is pretty snidey. We don't do that. Everything that you build, you own, it's yours. Do you tie your rank and rent customers into a product? That's completely up to you, that Stephen. We tend not to, because we don't want rank and rent customers in the long run. We want pay per lead, and we want to be able to get rid of them, and not get rid of them. We want to be able to convert them into pay per lead. That's what we want to be able to do. The strategy is convert them into pay per lead eventually, but build first, build a network first. Does the system work with Stripe? Not yet, it doesn't. No, sorry. That's coming very, very soon. When we finish the invoicing system, the next thing to come is going to be the Stripe system. We're going to simplify the whole process first. This is a 2-part question. Can I set my lead buyers onto auto buy? If yes, what happens if the 5 lead? Okay, we've gone through that answer before. I did it with the conveyor belt model, so they just drop off and it keeps thinking. If you build a site before it ranks, won't you have customers before lead buyers? If you build a site and rank it, then your system will start auto prospecting for you straight away. As soon as leads start coming in, your system will start calling prospects in the area and bringing them in for you straight away. Do you have a webinar that shows details on how to build and rank the sites from the ground up? The training course I'm going to give you guys is going to go through all of that for you. Absolutely everything. In fact, yeah, next question down, where's the free training course? Okay, guys, I'm gonna give you the free training course, unless Lee's got anything he wants to add or he wants to ask, or he wants me to share. I'm happy to jump across and share this training course with you guys.
No, I'm good. I think you've done a great job with the Q&A. I really, really do appreciate your time.
Thank you very much. I like to go through the questions and answers properly so that everybody understands everything. I don't like to leave and then people think, I don't quite know what's going on. Okay, guys, this is the bit you've all been waiting for, because there's lots and lots and lots of people still on. And we've had lots and lots of sales, so you must have come back. So you need to go over to rankand.rent. That's the URL. Rankand.rent. And that's this URL here. And then you need to click on buy now. And you need to put in the coupon code super secret deal, all in capital letters, no spaces. Now, what that's going to enable you to do is that's going to take it from $297 right the way down to $0 for you. And just as a free gift for being on here today, whether you buy or not, whatever you do, this is just a thank you for sitting here and listening to me for I don't know how long. It's usually a while because I talk a lot. But yeah, just as a thank you, obviously this will really, really help you guys understand the whole model from the ground up. Like I said to the person that was running the ad agency earlier, that's if you're using it in ad agency and you're already doing it, it's a case of just literally trying to, if you take on a new customer, if you find a new customer in the underfloor heating, then go and find, if he's based here, go and find an underfloor heating guy here, and just start taking over their ads and getting them in, because once you do it, you import their ad campaigns and then use the conversion strategy. Once they eventually decide they want to leave, the money in the ad agency side of this is humongous. It's absolutely massive. But if you want to start, I'd say start with rank and rent. Anybody got any more questions? Please put this into the chat room. Okay.
I can do that.
Let me get it. Yep.
Keep going.
Okay. Yep. It's just the rank and .rent, and then super secret deal. See if there's any more questions. I'm not seeing any more, guys. I think I've talked everybody out now.
I think we're good, Mike. Been on an hour and 40 minutes. Phenomenal information, guys. We got him. He's right here. So if you got another question, please ask. I really, Craig, it really did. I mean, Craig says that went fast. I mean, in close to 2 hours. Bam, it was great stuff. But yeah, guys, thank you so much.
Richard's got a bit of a problem there. 1 second, Richard. Let me take you over to those. Sorry about this to interrupt, because rank and .rent. Right, give me a second, guys. Let me pull this onto the screen. Can you guys see that now? Can you guys see my screen?
Yeah, we can.
Click buy now. Okay, see how it says 0 there? That's because I put this in here. So if I delete that out and click cross, so it's 297. So you're just popping in your email address there. You're just typing in your coupon code there, super secret deal, click apply, and it won't ask you for payment details. It'll just go through and do it at 0. Yeah.
Also, guys, if either now or you're looking at the replay, and we'll have the replay up for a few days. Mike, I think you and I talked about a few days. I don't think we ever came up with. I know you want to cut this off at some point, because very soon, folks, this is going to be a much more expensive product. As you can see, Mike's doing this for a couple of reasons, as he's explained. One, he just has the heart of a servant, frankly. And two, he needs those testimonials. I mean, if he's going to sell this for what it really needs to be selling for, he needs those testimonials. And we talked about that, and he's going to get those from you. So Mike, you and I'll talk about a time to, when you want to cut this off. Folks, I will give you plenty of notice via email. Hey, you got 2 days, you got a day, better get in here now, et cetera, et cetera. So in the interim, if you have any questions, you have any trouble buying, you want to buy, but there's that one niggling thing that did not get answered, I am putting my company's ticket system, the URL, for our ticket system into the chat. Send us a ticket, reach out. I can get hold of this guy, okay? So I'll just send him the question, we'll get your question answered, and we'll move on. So it's right there, easyprofitmembers.com/support, send a ticket, we'll get your ticket answered. Robert says it's 4 a.m. in Australia, and I've not been able to understand it all. Robert, I don't understand much at 4 a.m. either. So good thing, buddy. Give me, because we have to run it through Camtasia, blah blah blah. I may get the replay up by later tonight. Robert, I'm in Eastern Standard Time. That's New York time in the United States. I may get this up by tonight. I can definitely get it up by mid-morning tomorrow. All right, and Robert, you're on my list, so we'll email a replay out to everyone. And what do you think? You see Mark's question there, Mike? Mark's got a question about the bonus.
Do we miss any bonuses? No, the bonuses are on this link. So if you buy through this link, then you get all the bonuses included inside of your system automatically. We've created this so that all of the stuff, good. Yeah, inside the help videos section on your system, you will, let me show you. I've got a system that's set up the same as this for you. 1 second, you click on that. Yeah, you see, I think it should be up till about Friday. You go into the help videos section, and what we've added is a little tab here. See that? It just looks like it shouldn't be there. Well, it shouldn't. Click on that, and that'll give you all the downloads of all the free stuff we've given you. And so yes, if you purchase it today, then sorry, even if you purchase it in the next 24, 48 hours, you're still going to get them.
Yeah, Absolutely. Great stuff. Denise, thank you so much. Great to see you again. Hope you're doing well. Joseph says 10 lifetime logins, question mark.
Okay, yeah, so everything on the system is completely unlimited. I went through this a few minutes ago. If you decide that there's an option to increase your number of lifetime logins. So if you purchase that, I think it's about $97. What it will do is it will give you an additional 10 lifetime logins. So you've got 14 logins on your system, and it'll only ever cost you $19 a month. That's only if you want that. At the minute, you're in a situation where you've got 4 logins, so you can have 4 hybrid people set up and as many rank and rank guys as you want. But as you decide that your business starts to grow, then each of those additional logins end up costing on a monthly basis. Whereas if you decide to take the upsells on there today, then that will enable you to have lifetime login upsells, and you'll never cost any more than the $19.99.
And Mark wants to know, just while we're talking about lifetime logins, why are those important?
They're important for when you start converting to hybrid. So when you start converting from, so you can have 150 rank and rent websites set up with this, but when you start converting to hybrid and you want them all to work via their login system, people need to be able to log in, top up their accounts and add credits to the system like you do with a pay-as-you-go mobile phone. So the more logins you've got, the more of your lead buyers can actually log in, top up and self-manage their systems. So that starts to really matter when you become hybrid. So if it's something you can't afford at the minute, you can upgrade later on, but it would be a monthly. Whereas if you decided to go for that today, you get it as just a one-time fee. Because we're on this special presentation, I've added a few additionals just for the people that think they might need more. If you've got 15 or 20 people that you're going to be adding onto this, then grab them upgrades, and you're never going to pay more than $20 a month. If you're not, and you're going to grow it gradually, then it's totally up to you. You'll have the option to upgrade in the system, but it will be a monthly.
That's a great deal, by the way, guys. That is an incredible deal. Anything else, folks? We got him. He's here. It's probably what, nearly 10 o'clock your time, Mike, I think. And
beer o'clock where I am.
Beer o'clock. There you go. Beer o'clock. It's time. Okay, folks. Well, thank you so much. Again, I put the link to our support in. If you have any questions at all, please reach out to me. Okay, just drop a support ticket in. We'll get your question answered. Mike, this was an awesome. I've just had so much feedback from this already. It's an awesome product, and it's an awesome webinar. And I really appreciate your bringing this to people at such an affordable price.
Okay, awesome. And also, guys, if anybody at all gets in tonight and you do have any issues, obviously my support is support at mikemartin.zendesk.com. But on Thursday, okay, join that Facebook group, and what I'll do is I do a Facebook Live on a Thursday, and that means you can come on direct and ask me, and I'll have certain, I won't have all my team on, but I'll have certain members of my team there live, and any questions or anything you're unsure of, anything you want any help with, you get on that live with us on a Thursday, and we go through absolutely everything and help people. And then we have training webinars on a Friday as well. So the next 3 Fridays coming, no sales on them webinars, just complete training strategy from start to finish, which is going to help people over the next 3 weeks. They're all signed up. So anyone that jumps on today will also get an invitation to come to the Friday training session, as well as the Facebook Lives. So we won't just leave you alone. You're not going to be thinking just because it's only $20 and you're thinking, oh, he's going to run away and you're never going to see him again. You'll see me all the time in the group. You'll see my team in the group. You'll see me there on Thursday live, and there's training webinars going on every Friday to help people out.
Very cool, Mike. Really do appreciate the all the time. Phenomenal product. There's nothing anywhere near this on the market, and really appreciate it. Daryl says, great biz model, Mike. I'm in. Appreciate this opportunity. Phenomenal opportunity. Thank you so much, guys. We'll have the replay up at least by tomorrow, perhaps by later today. I'm not sure, but thank you so much, folks, and we will see y'all very soon.
Thank you very much. Cheers, everybody. Bye-bye. Bye.